With teens running amok and getting violent too many times, one state lawmaker says the policy needs to change. Representative David Hackney says teens can be caught with a gun up to 5 times and get diversion, often seeing no real accountability. Hackney says he tried to push legislation but gained no traction. He's doubling down now. He wants any teen caught with a gun for the second time to be punished, including jail time if needed. But he acknowledges his Democratic colleagues have not been on board. Take a listen to portions of our interview.
It's a challenge, but I think we have to help them understand that the victims of these violent crimes are also, people that live in these communities of color, and that if you want to address violent crime, you have to do so by having a serious intervention. Youth involved in violent crime need an opportunity, right? A timeout, right, where they have some structure and some accountability, where they're held accountable for their actions. If you don't hold them accountable for their actions, you should expect them to do it again. And yes, incarceration is traumatizing for youth. I don't think anyone wants a youth to be incarcerated. But violent crime is also traumatic for the community, for the victims, not just for the people that suffer it, but the people who witness it, the people that live around it, because they realize it could be them next.
What is going on behind the scenes with those gun charges and teens? What's happening right now?
Right now, a youth, a person under the age of 21, has to be charged 5 times with the possession of a firearm before they go into the criminal justice system. The first 4 times they are diverted into other programming, but which basically means they go right back home again without supervision. And that's a problem. What we're finding out is that individuals that are involved with firearms, if there's not a serious intervention, they will graduate to more serious adult crimes like assault with a deadly weapon or attempted murder. And those then they get prosecuted as an adult and end up spending decades and decades in adult prison. Or if they're running around with a firearm, they're likely to get shot themselves. It turns out when you're shooting at people, people tend to shoot back at you. So when they think they're being merciful, in fact, they are setting these young people on a path to either spending the majority of their adult lives in prison because they've graduated to more serious felonies, or to getting injured or killed themselves by firearm.
You mentioned to me earlier about the Bite of Seattle shooting, how that's a prime example of this.
At least one of the shooters had a prior charge of a firearm charge. And again, if it wasn't his 5th one, then he would not have been entered into the criminal justice system. He would have just been sent right back home. Sent right back home to pick up another firearm. Now there are 3 people deceased, and this young person, who's 15 years old, will now be spending the majority of the rest of his life in adult prison. We did not do him any favors when we passed on him the first time he had a firearm charge. We should have addressed the issue then.
Representative Hackney, who represents South King County, says the issue should not be partisan, and he hopes he can convince his Democratic colleagues, especially in the far left side, to join his legislation in the upcoming session in Olympia.